Welcome back, guys, to Let's Build Jurassic World. Now, I know it's been a little while, but I've had a super busy week, but now we have finally come to the end of the Raptor Paddock build, and this means we can now start moving on to some brand new builds based around Jurassic World. So guys, I hope you enjoy this one, and we might as well begin. Now, this is what we finished with in the last episode, and it's basically the complete Raptor Paddock, but after hitting my 10-minute mark, I thought I'll leave the final little details here and there for the very final episode. So that's what we've got to do here. As you see, we've got to finish off a tiny bit of terraforming here and there, and add in those extra details. Now, from my understanding when watching the film, is the Raptor Paddock is never, no visitors ever come to the Raptor Paddock, like public visitors, and because of that, it's kind of very industrialized, it's not very touristy, it's just surrounded by big metal crates and little storage facilities and jeeps. So what we're actually working on here is one of those crates I just mentioned. Now, I found a really good picture of the Raptor Paddock on Google Images, and what it shows is that we've got the main paddock, then you have a little storage outhouse nearby, and then hidden away in these tree lines here is then just little metal crate. We have no idea what's in it, but I thought, again, it's just one of those details, so I'm going to add it in. Now, I could have gone really boring and just used simple stone bricks and, build a really basic, simple, big, rectangular, crate. But, that's not how I do my builds, and wherever I can, I will add detail, but as long as I feel it suits the style and it suits the design and it doesn't go too overboard, you still need to be able to recognize it as those are landmarks we see in the films. So that was what was very important here, was how do I make just a very simple steel iron crate, the kind you see on shipping containers, a container's a better word. So how do I create one of these in Minecraft and make it interesting? And I think I successfully did that by layering up different blocks, because that allows to add in shadow and detail and depth. And overall, I think it works really nicely like this. And overall, I was actually really happy with the way this turned out. Now, obviously refine a little bit of bone meal grass here and there to give that kind of nice, sense of overgrown nature. This has been here a while, the grass has had time to grow. And now what's important is when we see the shot of this Raptor Paddock, it's also, lots of people are coming and going all the time. So there's no grass. It's just all dirt everywhere. And what we used in there, in the actual paddock itself, was podzol. So I feel podzol works really nicely in this idea of just having this dirty, it's not mud, but it's that gap. It's between being really horrible mud and grass. So I feel this works really nicely because when you look at it here, you can see all little bits of leaves on it, and all sorts of stuff like that, and that helps give that idea we're in the middle of a jungle. Now here I just replicated that crate design on either side, and what we're actually going to build here is that storage facility. Now obviously what makes this different from just being two crates either side is it actually has this roof, and it looks a bit temporary from what I can understand. And so my thinking is, so it's got these two crates either side, and then they've just retrofitted a roof onto the top to store things within the middle. So obviously that's what we're working on. And again, it's the exact same story as building these crates, It's one of them I could have just gone for a really simple, boring, triangular roof. But again, that's just not how I do my builds, is it? So what we're doing here is just building up the standard template in which we'll then place the design of the roof into the middle here. And again, what I feel adds in so much, the illusion, you could say, of detail in Minecraft is depth. Is layering blocks on top of each other, adding shadows, and just, overall it gives that bit more of this realistic aesthetic that, this isn't just some flat surface, this is an actual working environment. So what we're doing here is adding in that depth, and as I just build it up here by combining stone bricks and stairs, I feel this works really nicely. And a little bit of refinement here and there, just give that idea that, this has been a nicely constructed bit of kit, and obviously just replicate that all the way along and replace it on the other side as well. Now, I feel this works nicely, and then again, just adding in a little detail here and there. Now, you see what we're coming back to here is a little cameo from our Indominus Rex paddock. And in this episode, and the last episode of the Indominus Rex paddock, we put all these little industrial crates and cherry pickers and all sorts of bits and bobs surrounding the paddock itself. So I thought I'd just go over to that build and basically copy and paste. This is a park. So, the equipment they use won't be simply, it won't be unique to the paddock. This will be universally used throughout the park. So then we come back here and just add in those cherry pickers, we add in those crates, and I feel it just fills out this little storage facility really nicely. Now here we're just going to add in a bit of grass here, and actually that brings us to the end of this episode. It's been quite a nice little short, sweet one, but that means now we can delve into some brand new builds. So in the next episode, I think we'll probably work on the Jurassic World, main entrance, where the monorail goes underneath, and then possibly we'll follow that on with the T-Rex Kingdom, because that has been hugely requested in the comments, and I feel it's just a little bit more interesting than the Mosasaur paddock. So guys, thank you very much for watching these episodes, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.